Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll show you how to make a super whoopie sling. This is going to be a whoopie sling that uses almost the exact same amount of rope as your standard one, but gives you several more feet of adjustability. So we're just going to start off with 12 feet, 8 inches of 7/64 SAM steel. I skipped ahead a little bit and we just did a locked Brummel splice. So I'll show you how I do that when we get to the other end. But from here, we just find the end of the berry that's inside of there. You can feel it. And then I'm going to go up 1 inch. And then I'm going to utilize 9 inches for this next berry part. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right there is 9 inches away from the 1 inch up. I went 1 inch up from the end of that splice. And I just rubbed the AM steel right there to make a mark. You don't have to use a pen or anything like that. So then we take the piece with the Brummel, go up 1 inch or so, and enter the splice. And this is going to be the part of the whoopie sling that does all the adjustment. So if you've made a whoopie sling before, you probably know what I'm getting ready to do. We're just going in that part that we just measured, and then we're going to grab the other end and make the large adjustable loop of our whoopie sling. Okay. So we're looking for at least 8 inches of effective berry. That's why we did 9, because we'll lose about 1 inch. So here's a whoopie sling. We're just making this part, the berry part. Okay, so now that we got that through, now we got to add our cord lock. So you just get your cord lock and put it onto this end here. This would normally be where you would do a back splice, but we're going to put a cord lock on it. So let me get my super duper cord lock tool going for you guys here. Sorry about that. I might have not got prepared, but see, we're just going to use a latch hook. You can use your splicing tool for this too to get the cord lock installed on there. You can use whatever type of cord lock you want. You can even use like a little piece of shock cord loop. And so normally right here we would just take our whoopie sling, right, like this one right here. Normally we would just do a tail splice and seal that off, and then this part would just hang as we adjust. But we're going to do this. We're going to fold this at 4 and do a splice loop. So you don't have to do 4. I'm doing a real minimalist kind of splice here, where I'm doing just a 1 inch loop and then a 3 inch berry beyond the locked Brummel. So I'm going to start at 1 inches and I'm going to do the splice. Now you might notice that the whole other end of this whoopie sling has been built. So how am I going to do this locked Brummel? Well, you start with your splicing tool, and then what you do is you get your latch hook, and you're going to start splicing kind of backwards. You're going to enter the braid, but you're going to go up and grab that loop and pull it through. Just be careful you don't stab yourself with the tool. But see, you go like you're going to do the locked Brummel, but you just grab the loop. I have another longer video on this I'll put in the description. Then you pull that loop through, and well, now you got a mess. But just go back to your regular splicing tool and now go through the top of that little flipped piece that you just did. Try to get through there cleanly without splitting more strands. And then you're going to grab this piece and flip it back. As you can see, I did thin my stuff out a little bit too much, so I got a little bit of fraying going on, but that's okay. See, now you're going to pull that part through, and if it doesn't pull through easy, just get your grasping tool and one of your other splicing tools, hold the loop and give this thing a tug. And then see, it flips like, now it's just like a normal Brummel. And now we can just bury this part. And so yes, a 3-inch bury will work for hammock suspension. So many of your other components will literally snap before a 3-inch bury fills you. But you can do whatever length bury you want for this project. You know, you can do a full-on 10-inch bury. Fold it at 12 and use 2 for the loop. So you don't have to build it exactly like I'm making it. So we're just going to finish this. There we go. So now instead of a back splice on the end of our whoopie, we just got a little tiny little splice loop. Perfect. Okay. So here's our whoopie sling adjusted out to max. The outer splice right here that holds everything in place, our little tail splice end is all the way up there. So over here would be our hammock, our soft shackle, or if that part's towards the tree, we would have a Beckett hitch tied to it. And here is our 6 foot of double line, and that's all we got. So this whoopie sling can only give us 6 feet of adjustment. But check this out. So here's what you're going to do. Your little spliced piece that used to be the tailberry, you're going to take that section, and first thing you do is flip a lark's head into what would normally be your attachment point, your fixed splice, and then you put that through like this. See? And so that lark's head is going to grip the line. And you actually didn't have to do the lark's head for this way, but I wanted to show you that. So the lark's head is going to ride on this line, and it's going to help pull the outer braid tight to make this still function like a whoopie sling. So now this part here that would normally be your back splice, this is an attachment point. Okay? And so let's adjust this thing out. Let's adjust this out. So check out how long we can go with this thing. Now we have a whoopie sling that's almost 12 feet long, depending on how you splice it. And so here is what would normally be the large adjustable loop that would have to be 2 lines. And now look how long this thing is, guys. Let me show you. Let's just go with the yardstick. Let's go start at the top. So we're going around once, twice, 3 times. So we're already at 9 feet. And look, so we got a good 11 feet here out of this whoopie sling. We've almost doubled the total usable length of it by only adding like a gram by doing those small splices. You know, we put a splice where we would normally just do the back splice. And your cord lock, when you're adjusting this up, is going to help pull this side of the constrictor, as this side of the constrictor is also going to be pulled. So it's still going to function like a whoopie sling. It's still going to have the holding power. So let me show you how you can do this field expedient. So say you already have a whoopie sling, like one of these guys, and but you got a back splice. You don't have a loop, so how can you do this? What you can do, go up here by your double thick part, throw yourself a little double overhand stopper knot, like on my fast shackles. Pull it up there by the braid so it kind of bolsters the knot. And now you can do the same thing with this tail of your whoopie sling. Like, for example, if you have a spliced loop on the end of your hammock, let's say this is the spliced loop, you can throw yourself a lark's head into your spliced loop, and boom, now you can connect to that tail. Look at that. And then you can take this piece right here, and you're going to let it ride on your main line. So let me open that lark's head back up. So what you would do with this piece, where it's normally where you connect your normal spliced loop, you're going to take that, put it over your other piece, close that lark's head up good and snug, and that will ride on this line and pull your constrictor tight. And then you'll have all of this adjustment right here to get this thing completely long. Your attachment point will be a big old tangled mess, but your attachment point will be the other side of your big spliced loop. And of course you can put a little loop on there too to tie your Beckett hitch. This is a mini Eva loop. So there you go. That's how you turn your normal 6-foot whoopie sling into a sweet super whoopie. Really all you're doing, guys, is making a spliced loop where you would normally do the back splice, and then adding some type of function like a cord lock or a prusik so that the constrictor still acts like a whoopie sling. And you got 5 or 6 more feet. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.